Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will continue building our code sharing app. In last video we have worked on implementing authentication next auth v5. Uh, we will start working on snippet creation flow. So to create a new code snippet, we will have to integrate a code editor, and in this video we are going to do that. We will integrate Monaco editor before proceeding with create functionality to have bare bones ready beforehand. So let's see Monaco editor first. So what is Monaco editor? Basically, this is the editor which empowers VS Code as well, and this is really nice code editor. It has IntelliSense, validation, syntax, basic syntax colorization, and all. So this will be a good choice for our app. So that is why I have chosen this. So here, if I select TypeScript, I can do that. I can also change themes. So this is just a example on their website. This is really nice editor which we can use for our use case. So we'll give users this ability to write codes in this kind of editor. So let's integrate that. So for this, let's go to npm package. Check that. This is a normal JavaScript version of this, and we also have a React binding of this editor. So we will check that, and we will integrate that because we are using NextJS, which is already built on React. So it will be easy for us to have that integrated on React. So let's go search that, and I think that should be Monaco editor slash React. I guess this should be there. Um, yeah, this one, the first one. So let's search it. Sorry. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. So let's take this library and go back to my terminal. Add that, and yes, let's start this. Oh, great. So this is there. This is already installed. Let's go to editor now and close this. We will create a new component in shared folder only, and we will name it as code editor. Give this an index file. Mhm. Let's go to the documentation here. First check. We'll check the simple user. We don't want to do anything extra there. So we will integrate. We will have to import this. Let's first do that here, and then what we have to do, we have to take this code. Let's just take this. Export cost code editor, and I could use shorthands, but I don't like to do that. I mean, I'm more comfortable doing this way. So I copy this. I don't want to give any default value for now. Default language would be JavaScript. Yes. Height, leave it for now. I will maybe update that afterwards. And okay, so this is the bare bone which I think is already it is set up. Let's use this, and then we will work on it afterwards. Let's do that on field. Let's just check if this is working or not. So this might not work. I'll tell you why. We'll just check this, and I'll tell you why it might not work. This might give us error. Yes. So this is the error because we are using it in our server component, and this Monaco editor inside under the hood it uses use state hook, which is available on client components only. So we will have to add a client use client directive on our editor component. So let's go to code editor, and we will make this as a client component, and now it should work. Yeah, we can see this. This is working, but yeah. Okay. So here, let's see. I can access all the functions of the string. So I can check char at or at. So all the string methods are available. So IntelliSense is also working correctly. So now let's do one thing. Let's set this up. Let's build one more thing, which I think for the language generator, and also we will add some more function, some props for this component, because this code editor component we will be using this everywhere wherever we need, basically. So this will be used there. I don't want to have this. I mean, I could just use this wherever I want, but I would like to keep it like this, and I can pass props which I want as per the component, as per the application. So that is why I will just create a wrapper for this, and we'll maybe check that. So for this, I will first add some props. Let's add props. What I would want a language which will be string, okay, which I will accept as a prop, or maybe, yeah, language I would want, and what I would want value. This will be string. uh, on change function, this will be optional, because somewhere I might not require, or I just want to display the code and I don't have to add a on change request. So I'll just keep it optional. So this would be value, and this might also get defined, because we are keeping this as optional. So it might get us send us error after this, or maybe I'll just keep it as string, and let's check that. Afterwards, I will also keep height as an height as configurable. So I'll keep this also as optional, and this will be string, because I will accept Tailwind CSS class for this. So this will also be an optional prop, and let's add that to our my component. And now I'll start adding that. First, would be language. Then I will accept value. Then I have height. Height is optional, so let's give it as 60 VH, which will be 60 view height of the screen, and then on change. So use this. So here it is, and let's pass height as height. Let's start adding this. Default language would be always will keep it as JavaScript. Then I will have language, pass that. If it is not there, not provided, but it should be provided, because I have kept it as mandatory. So it will give error on IntelliSense only wherever we want, so we will use. But still, to have that as a fallback, I will use this as JavaScript. And as we are using JavaScript two places, let's create that as a const default language, and add this as JavaScript. Let's pass this over here, and also remove this and pass this as here. Okay. And what more, I want on change. So on change, I'll just pass it like that. Okay. But this is not working because of the optional thing I have it here. Let's do some change over here. Let's take the value, which will be string, and here if we have on change, then call on change with value. That's it. And pass, and we'll change over here. Any work, but we don't want to use any. Let's check the value, like what is being returned from there. So on change, let's check on change. So on editor change, we have value and then event, and there is no type of that. Mhm. Okay. Because so this does not have that option. but this returns as value or string of the value or undefined. It may return. So let's keep it as that. And here also I have to manage the same, and this will work. So this undefined thing we will add, we will handle wherever we want to use. So that will be handled there. And also this value is we want to use. We have to use basically. So let's add that, and this will be value if we already have. If not, then it will just return fall back to blank string. So no null or undefined will be written on the editor. So this is our reusable wrapper of our Monaco editor, which we have already built, and this will be used everywhere. Let's change to this. Let's keep this on like this. Yeah, this is okay. So all the string values and then all then my function. So this is okay. We have already passed it as a default value. If not, then it will take it accordingly. Take it. Also, we want to use dark theme. So let's add that as well. Let's add theme as PS dark. I think this we will get it from here. Let's check. Yeah, so we have this as the VS dark. So I I prefer to have dark editor. So I keep it as dark, but maybe we can give that or that functionality as well to change the theme. But I think I'll for now I'll go ahead with VS dark. So this is the editor which I think we'll be using. Let's check this once and then we'll move ahead. Yeah, so this is working. So if I just take this and also let's add an array. Or let's check IntelliSense is working or not. The default is JavaScript, right? Yeah, it is JavaScript. Okay, so this is I think this is cool. The editor is working, and now what we have to do is one more thing we want to use. We want where we wherever we use this component, we will also have to give the user to the ability to change the language because I am using JavaScript. I want to share a code snippet on JavaScript or TypeScript maybe, but there may be some person who will be trying to or who would want to write the code on Python or Java or any other language. So I think we should have that functionality. But uh, before proceeding with the creation flow, I want to keep these things ready. So I'll create that drop down as well. So let's now do that. Let's close this. Let's remove it from here. Uh, yeah, so let's just remove it from there. Or maybe I'll keep it because I want to test the language selector as well. And what all props are missing? I think the language is missing. Pass JavaScript for now. And what more? I think the value. So I'll keep it as is. What is the default mandatory prop? I think this is the only. Okay, so on change is also there. Add a check for on change and keep it. If we have on change because I want to keep this as default. As earlier also I have talked in this video, like where I want to show the code. I don't want users to change anything. I don't have it. I would not add that functionality on the view page. So I don't want to pass this as a prop. So I'll just have this. If we have the on change function, it will call it. If not, then it won't affect that. So that is why I will keep it like this. Let's just yeah. So I'll our code is ready. Maybe I'll copy this and I'll pass this as the code and let's see if this works. Oh, I'm getting 7. Let's not just do this. I'll maybe keep it like that only. Anyway we will have to deal with the values and all. So we'll work with that. So now let's go again on our shared folder. Let's create a folder, language selector, and create an index.tsx file. Here we will use StatScene components for creating the dropdown, and we will also use hooks from Monaco editor to get the selected languages. Let's do that. Let's go to let's first take the values from Monaco. I mean from the editor. So I'll just use some just give it some text, and yes, go ahead, go back to the documentation, and let's check this. This is the hook which we will get, and this hook I want to use from Monaco so I can get the languages which is there in the component. So let's add this, copy. I'll just copy it from here. I add, and as we are using Monaco, so I'll also have to use this as a client, and then I'll have to import it. Just imported that. Let's do one thing. Let's log this, and let's see what this returns. And for that, I have to use it somewhere. I'll just use it here. Import this. Let's go back to the editor. Yeah, SAS it is returning, so we have that. I'll check the errors I will afterwards. For now, let's see this. So this is the Monaco editor thing. Inside this, we have all these emitter, key code, position range, selection. We want to check this the languages object. So inside languages object, we will get this function get languages. So this function returns us all the language it supports, and we will have an array of languages. So we will use this, and we'll create our functionality along with that. So we'll get all the languages from there, and then we will have our setup there. So let's add that in the code. So let's go back here. Yeah. So for getting the languages, for the selected languages, we want to have something. I mean, we want to have it updated every time when it is changed, or we have to get the updated languages. So let's create a variable languages. All languages spelling is correct. Okay. I will use memo hook because we might. I mean, when I could avoid this, but just to have the value, because this component will get rendered a lot of places. We might use this multiple places, and I don't want to have this. I want to keep the languages variables, or the uh, all the languages which we have. We can have that as a uh, memoized value. So that is why I'm using it like that. So whenever Monaco is changing, so if when the component is rendered at the first point, I mean at the initial point, it will be undefined, and when that is changed, once the component is rendered, it will have the values again from this hook. So I want to have that controlled in this variable, because if I not do that, I will have to manage it inside the render return function on the HTML. So I want to avoid it, and also I want to memorize all the languages I'm getting from the Monaco. So let's get the values. So Monaco, if it is assigned, if it has a values, let's get to languages, and then call the get language function. So this will give us all the values if it is present. So if languages, I mean, if it gets the value, then just return the languages. If not, I'll just return a blank array. So now I have took care of the undefined scenario as well. Also, if we have the value, it will give us. So this double negation sign, this basically converts the object or string or any value to a Boolean value. So if we have values here, then it will mark it as true. If not, then it will mark it as false. So this is why I have used it as a shorthand of getting that. So yeah, we have the languages array. Let's also check this. Let's check this. Let's do a console. Uh, let's check this. So we have an array. We got the array of the values, and it is we have 90 languages which are supported by this editor. This will be great for us. Right. We will be handling a lot of languages in our application. We'll be able to handle a lot of languages. So let's use this now. Let's and also we want to create a select component. So we will want to use dropdown. But for that also we as we are getting 90 languages, we should have some kind of search functionality over the drop down, because it will be a long list of languages. So for that, what we will do is we will use chatcn, and we will use some kind of uh, combo box functionality so that we can add that. And I think for that we have something in chatcn, like here. If I search, I can get that value. So this is the component which we want to use, and for this I will take everything which is there and I'll just copy it on my code, because I have nothing here. So let's do this, and now let's import all the missing parts. No suggestion. Okay, I think I don't have this popover component from chatcn, so I will have to use this. Also, I have to add command. And okay, so let's go here. Let's check installation, and this tells me to add popover and command. So let's add that. Let's come up here, npx chatcn UI. Okay, add good. I'll select it from the drop down. This becomes a bit easy. So I have want to add command, and I want to add popover. Okay, so this will get installed. This is the best part I like from chatcn. It helps as it is built over Tailwind. It helps us to scaffold the application quickly. Also, it has the components which I can uh, easily install or easily copy it directly on my code, and I can edit it. So as we get the components here, I can easily edit it to my way of my system. I mean design system. I can change anything in there because it is in my code base. It is not on node modules. If like in the previous in other components, not in previous but in other components, there are things which there are components those are installed in the node modules which we cannot change. If we change it and we update the library, we will lose all those changes. But with chatcn we could do that. We can change it any way we want because we have that code in our code base. So this is the best part I like about chatcn. And now if all everything is installed, so let's just start using it. So we have to use it from our components. This button we already have, so just use it from there. This is I think from lucid react content. Let's first import everything and then we will remove what we don't want. That will make a bit easy. Okay, so everything is imported now. Okay, icon is left, so I will just import that as well. and cn class also. Okay, so everything is set now, selected now. So we want to change the things which we want, or we have to update. The button is here. Why it is giving me this error? Area expanded. Okay, I'll just update it. So okay, so all these I think we have to add. We don't have these open and set open. So let's add a state for that. We already have use client, so we can use any hook we want. Let's create a hook for that, and as it is of open and close, so it will be boolean, right? So this is a set value. I think we have to take check. This is for the values which are selected. So I'll use that. But for in our case, I'll rename this. I'll not use set value. I'll rename it to selected language, because name should be, I mean, name should be correct, and name should define what it has. It will be a blank string first, as a default value, and then the type would be string. This would be selected language, and selected language would be the name of the update function. Let's keep that. This value should be selected language. Also here it should be selected language. I'll explain what these are. What are these, and I'll also have to check all those. Let's first update it, uh, then we will see. So frameworks is the array, so let's update it as our array, and this would be, let's keep it as array. For that, maybe I'll just check it in the console. We don't have that in console. Let's keep that as any for now. We will update it afterwards. Also here, all languages, all languages, and name this as language. This should be. And we might not have this as value, dot value. We might not have that. We will have to update it, and that is the ID which we have it inside, because we have already seen there. So let's first update all these, and I'll show the object once again, so that we can be sure of what we are changing. And this should also be the ID. Uh, oh, yeah, yeah, we are updating this. Okay, this is, this should also be language. This should also be. Actually, I would have done that much easily with multiple cursor, but let's not. I just forgotten about that. So let's now check uh, if this is working. So here we have all the arrays. Yes, all the values. Yes, those are there. Let's search something. Let's search for TypeScript. Yes, we have that. The search is also working. Python, yes, Java. Yeah. Let's select Rust and update it. Yeah, we are also seeing this as selected. Now let's check the code. Uh, Here what it is doing is the values are shown here. This is the trigger part. So the trigger is basically this button which we are seeing here. And if the language is selected, it is checking from the values. It is finding it accordingly. Selected language, we are getting this ID basically. So this ID is getting selected here, and once that is selected and it is matched, we are getting the ID and we are displaying it. If the language is not selected, it will give us the option to, I mean, give us a prompt to select the language basically. Here, once the value is selected, we are adding it in the current field. So this gives us the current value because this is the value which we are getting. So we are passing language ID as the value prop. So that is why we are getting it in the getting the ID in this current on select function. And once we have that, we select it. If the language which is selected is same, then we will just remove the selection and we will keep it as blank. If the selected language is different from which was selected earlier, it will save it on the value. And for displaying this check mark, this is basically to show which is selected in the drop down list. So here, as the rust is selected, if I go here, or maybe if I see it in this list, it should have the check mark. Okay, this is not coming up. I need to check why it is not coming up. Okay, this is because of this. This is checking the value, but the value is not value is not there. So we need to check, add a check for ID. And here we have this ID. So selection is displayed. Whatever language we select. If now I select Rust, it should just remove the selection. Yeah, see. So this has removed it. So I think this is also working now if I keep it as plain text. Okay, but this does not look good as the small case. So we'll do a small manipulation here. I'll just display the item or the value as a capitalized. So I think I should add that here. Right. Hmm. So add a class name here and give it as capitalized from tailwind. And let's see, yeah, this is okay. Selection is also working because the values which you are getting selected is not changed. So this will have the ID as the uh, as it is, like in the small case, but only the display part we are changing. So it won't affect the values, actual values. And also I would like to add that capitalize on wherever we are displaying this. So let's add that. So here also, once the value is selected, it will be there. It will be displayed in capitalized. And for width, I think I should keep it as min width 200. I don't want to have it because there might be some places where we want to have it as full width because it should be dependent on the on the usage. It should not be fixed to 200. So I'll give this as full. So width should be full and this should be minimum width of 200 pixel. Also, I have to do the same for the popper content because this will be the same thing. This is for the trigger and this is the actual content. So I'll just show this is the trigger. This button is the trigger, and this is the content. So I have added this. This will be the minimum of 200 pixel. If it has more space, it will take a more space, take more space on the screen. So if I just to confirm, I'll just revert this, and you can see this comes very I mean clumsy. It comes very small. It has only the 200 pixel. It is fixed to the 200 pixel. I don't want that. I don't want that to happen. I'll just go again, make the same change. I'll keep it for, yeah. So minimum would be 200 pixel and maximum it can go to the to until the extent of the available value. So basically, this is taking to the maximum of these strings. So these strings are larger than any other string. So that is why it is taking till here. So I think this is okay. This is cool. So we will stop here for this video. In the next video, we will continue with our create function because we have the bare bones ready. These two things we wanted to have, this was needed, and these two things were the things which could take much time. So I have created this beforehand. In the next video, we will start creating our code. When we will write the code for creation, we will also update this header and make it a bit more look appealing. So it should have a good nav bar and everything. So we'll do that in our next video. So if you like the video, please share it with your colleagues and do comment your thoughts on the video and subscribe to the channel.